Johnny K keeps me on track. He's like, all right, here we go. I love this show. Okay. When I say you're giving up Medicare, make sure you hear that resonate in your brain. Up to $980. The government is funding with your money. The reason the premiums are zero, and I'm sure you're inundated with commercials after commercial after commercial. Zero premium, zero premium. I sell tons of zero premiums. But the one thing you've got to realize is zero premium isn't free. It's zero premium. Why? Because they are using up to, depending on your age, $980 a month per person, per member that enrolls in a Medicare Advantage plan. When you take a Medicare Advantage plan, the carrier takes 100% of the claim. You no longer use your red, white, and blue card. The reason the show is called Medicare and You is after, obviously, the Bible, not the Holy Bible, the great book, but a very good book, the Medicare and You book that Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services put out. I've got to get my hands on a 2012 copy, but the 2011 I have pretty well memorized. They actually don't in the book explain that you're giving up Medicare and that you are surrendering your Medicare. The Medicare Advantage plans work fantastic. They give the same or even better that a regular Medicare, original Medicare would cover. So do not let me say it's not a good plan. It's a fantastic plan. I make my living off selling insurance, and these plans pay claims. We had a client literally walk in with a bill from St. Mary's Hospital. The bill was very high, and his co-payments were $250 for a couple days that the gentleman was in the hospital. So they pay their bills. The carriers are rock-solid carriers. United Healthcare is one of the largest insurers in the country. It's actually owned by United Health Group. Anthem is an excellent carrier. It's owned by WellPoint. Connecticut, a very good carrier, owned by Emblem out of New York. These corporations have deep, large pockets. I'm an insurance agent. I am not an attorney. I am not a actuarial science person. So I'm just saying deep pockets. Obviously, it's called standard ratings. They have assets to liability ratios. That I'm just using a term. But they're strong financial corporations. A+ rating. That means something to us. As far as the other carriers in the state of Connecticut, there is WellCare, and there's also Aetna. Aetna has just gotten a cease and desist lifted from CMS for 12 months. They are definitely getting their act together. And WellCare. WellCare is based out of Florida. They're very strong in Florida. They are trying to gain some momentum here in Connecticut. My friend Judy over there does a good job. She was with originally HealthNet. So they're another carrier in the state. As far as the Medicare supplements is concerned, there are two major players in the state of Connecticut. Or if this is on YouTube, maybe in the country. I like the United Healthcare product, and I like the Anthem product. They have good reputations. They pay their claims, and they run roughly about $221 to $222 for Plan F, and the one carrier has a high deductible Plan F that's about $41 a month, and it just gives you an upfront $2,000 deductible. So a high deductible F, or asterisk, as some of my clients call it, has a $2,000 deductible. The regular plans A through N run from $89 on the low end to about $230. Anthem's Plan F is a little more expensive than United Healthcare's. So back to additional benefits. A, B, C, and D. I think I've covered those pretty thoroughly. We're going to move on to another benefit. I will go over those at length at my seminars or at the office. Next is the ANOC, Annual Notice of Change. Why am I bringing this up? Because Anthem, one carrier in the state of Connecticut, has dropped completely the $75 HMO plan. I've already seen 5 or 6 of my clients this week. Beautiful people. Love them when I see them. They get a letter, and it says, here is a list of other insurance companies. Your plan is no longer offered in the state of Connecticut after December 31st, 2011. My coworker, Gene, and I were talking about this yesterday, and Gene asked me, hey, so what, do they just get mapped over? Mapped is a term meaning you go from one plan to be put in another plan for the following new year. The answer is no. With the $75 Blue Cross Blue Shield HMO MediBlue, for any of you listening out there, they are canceling that plan. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to call the staff, 203-757-6099. If you like Anthem, you can stay with Anthem. They're a quality carrier. They're offering 2 zero premium plans this year. One is called the PPO, short for Preferred Provider Option, and the other is a health maintenance organization, an HMO. All right. You must have received your annual notice of change by now. If you haven't, it's a federal requirement. It was sent out September 28th through September 30th, depending on what carrier it was. But everyone must have received it by now. If you did not, go get your insurance card, call the 800 number on the back of the card, or you could call the radio show here at 203-757-1320. I have a list of all the carriers' phone numbers here if you need it. We'd love to hear from you. Again, the reason I'm probably not getting as many phone calls as I'm used to getting is because of the time change on Friday. You probably didn't know I was going to be on today. But I do have some followers, and I really appreciate you listening to the show. Next, we're going to move on to credible coverage. This is very important. Human resource extraordinaire, Sandra, called me during the week and emailed my staff. And my friend Joanne is in a situation where she's still working full-time for a firm that has under 20 full and part-time employees. So if your firm is larger than 20 employees, full and part-time, you must have the carrier be primary. If your firm is under 20 full and part-time employees, Medicare is primary. So in order to coordinate your care, you need to provide, as an employer, a credible coverage letter to your Medicare-eligible beneficiaries that are working for you. And what does this mean? Credible coverage means that the coverage they have follows the guidelines of Medicare, that when they leave the employer, if Joanne ever wants to leave, I hope she doesn't, but if they ever leave their employer, they will get what we refer to as a special election period, an SEP. An SEP will give the senior 63 days to secure other coverage. Now, this is credible coverage through your employer. What that means is you're under 20, Medicare is primary. Over 20, full and part-time, the carrier is primary. The reason CMS requires the beneficiaries to receive the credible coverage letter is so they actually can have it. When they come see me and my staff to enroll for insurance, if they have a credible coverage letter, we get a copy of that to CMS, and then there's no penalty. If you wait over the 63 days, you will be penalized, or you may have to wait until the next annual election period. The show's not long enough for me to explain the whole 8-month rule, the whole annual election period rule. But remember, you need the credible coverage letter. And, time for another break. Johnny K is telling me to wrap it up. All right, we're going to plug our sponsors. We'll be back in a few minutes.